Today we're looking at 5 wonder kids who are the most average players possible. They've got 10 for every single attribute, and we've got a few different positions we're going to cover. We're going to simulate through the careers, and we're going to see how they progress and how the AI utilizes them along the way. Without further ado, let's get into it. And here we go then, ladles and jelly spoons. We are here. It is the 5 players as promised in the intro. And of course, as I mentioned, 5 different positions. We've got wingers, fullback, centre-back, midfield, centre, and striker. I don't know why I said midfield centre instead of centre-mid, but I did. And there we go. It's staying in. 5 players, all English. Will they all be in the England squad, being very average and the like? David Palmer is our first player. And yeah, this is their polygon. This is their attribute breakdown. And the hidden attributes are going to be this. Fairly professional, it is. We're giving them fairly professional because I want them to progress. I want them to get to 200. I want to see how the AI trains players for the position that they're in and how they develop and what attributes they will develop more of. We will see. What I do find interesting, as I just cycle through and show you the mid-journey faces, there's John Vaughan, Connor Langford, Nathaniel Allen, and Ben Wilson. Look at the barnet on old Ben Wilson. Look at that. Luscious hair, like anyone gives a shit. So, what I do find interesting is despite their different positioning and despite the fact that they've all got 10 for every single attribute, their current ability is basically identical, 81 and 80 respectively. So, I do find that very interesting. But then I suppose the attributes that are going to be weighted heavily for that position are going to be at 10, and the attributes that don't really matter are going to be at 10, and it's the same for everyone. So maybe I'm the idiot for expecting it to be weighted quite differently. Who knows? Anyway, 15 years young, on we move to 2024 and see where they start their careers. Well, we've got 2 95s, 2 100s, and a 99. So they're all in and amongst it, and we've got 2 in the Premier League, 1 in League 1, 1 in League 2, and 1 in the Championship. Again, said it all out of order. Why? I do not know. In terms of appearances, only John Vaughan at Grimsby has made 2 appearances. Nathaniel Allen has made 1 at Watford. Nobody else has played a game despite being at different clubs. David Palmer is, well, the winger has now been trained as a striker, which I do find interesting. Connor Langford, he has been kept at centre-back, and his physicality and speed is going up a little bit and just desymmetricizing. Is that even a word? Desymmetry? Like the symmetrical nature of his polygons no more. Nathaniel, now trained as a cam, let that be known. John Vaughan can play centre-back awkwardly and defensive midfielder and wing-back left as a makeshift. So, yeah, Grimsby have been doing a bit of a number on him. And then Ben Wilson, despite the fact he was a striker, he can now play a little bit competently as a cam. So, the AI hasn't been overly happy with the positions that I gave them, and it's tried to retrain. There's not a lot really to see at this juncture. We've had a few attributes improve. Let's go to 2025. We'll quickly drop in at 2025 and see if anyone's broken into the first team and started playing. But again, not a lot's going to happen really. Okay, so David Palmer at Leeds is having the best time of it, absolutely. And he's now a striker as well. He can now play as striker, and look at that. Very evenly spaced out, his attributes. He's not improved any specifically loads. He's just been improving in general. And he's not symmetrical, but it is still inflating at a similar sort of rate. Defensively, not so much. It is flattening off a little bit. Connor Langford at Bolton in the Championship. So Bolton were in League 1. He's actually gone and got himself promoted. He made 10 starts as well. Promotion from Sky Bet League 1. Now, it was Huddersfield that won it, so Bolton went up automatically in 2nd place. I mean, Connor playing at centre-back or right-back, 12 appearances, 10 of them starts. Ben Wilson at Leicester, he's also at 119. He's never made an appearance for Leicester, and he can play as a cam. I think he'd already locked that in last time. He was certainly on the way to doing so. John Vaughan at Grimsby, well, he has broken into the first team. Looks like he's playing at left-back, because that's the position that they've highlighted for me. Again, he's improving all round, and aerially, I think it's starting to, I don't know, it's just, it feels a little bit like he's got bigger this side more than this side, because we're on the periphery of the colour change, whereas here we're just inside. But he played 33 times last season, 29 of those were starts. 2 goals, 5 assists, and a player of the match from fullback. Go on, John. And they finished 7th, so they actually got into the playoffs, did Grimsby. Unfortunately, they missed out on promotion, Mansfield going up in their stead. Nathaniel Allen, he's made a couple of appearances for Watford, but that's probably off the bench, is it? Yeah, both of them off the bench. Not really anything to write home about. He's at 117, so no one's really pulled away. David Palmer he's 6 clear of bottom and he's 4 clear of second, so he is the biggest gap so far. Between Connor Langford to Nathaniel Allen, there's 2 attribute points. That's 2nd to 5th, so there's not a lot in it, and I think one good season for a player, and the pendulum's going to swing. Even Nathaniel Allen and John Vaughan could easily be ahead of David Palmer by 2026. So without further ado, let's go to 2026 and find out. But before we find out, why don't we all subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a video? Plenty of you who are watching are not subscribed, which to be honest, if you're not wanting to be subscribed, then fine. But I'm trying to save you the bother of having to search for my videos, and you don't rely on YouTube's algorithm to put it on your homepage. Getting your subscriptions. Okay, right. So things are happening, and things have happened. So still, David Palmer top 143 now. He is 4 clear of 2 players. John Vaughan and Nathaniel Allen are still in the 120s. So these two, Nathaniel Allen at Watford, 16 appearances, 3 goals. A load of those were off the bench. That's not good enough. John Vaughan, he's gone to Manchester City, and he went at the start of the season, £300,000. Now it says here 1.1 million, so it's going to rise to 1.1 million, including add-ons. Yeah, a little bit disappointing. A little bit disappointing at 126. Ben Wilson at Leicester City, he's rounding out very nicely, and yeah, he went to Millwall on loan. He's never played a minute of football for Leicester, but he played for Millwall in League One, where he got 13 in 39. That's a goal every 3 games, but 9 of those were off the bench, so not a bad return. Not a bad return. He was in the Millwall seasonal best 11. There was no promotion or anything for Millwall, though. Connor Langford has left Bolton to go to Manchester United for £8.25 million. Now, because he has improved a hell of a lot and he's up near the top, I was almost certain that he'd gone this season. And he moved, when did he move? 19th of the 6th, so about 2 weeks ago. In the Championship, he played 42 times, getting 2 goals, 2 assists, but as a defender slash centre-back slash right-back, you don't expect loads of goals, you don't expect loads of assists, you just expect some solid performances, and that's what they got from him. That is what they got. He's gone to Manchester United. Now, hopefully they can get him a loan move, pretty sharpish, otherwise he is going to fall way behind. And speaking of falling way behind, everyone has fallen way behind-ish of David Palmer. He has pulled away, should I say. He has been on loan at Derby County, 13 in 40. Ryan Mason's in charge. Well, we've seen Ryan Mason in plenty of experiments, so surely, if he stays at Derby for a while, they will do pretty well. Not sure where he would have played, getting these 13 goals in his 40 appearances, but he got 5 assists, 6 player of the matches. If there's a winger, that's a great return. So Ben Wilson, I've just noticed Leicester were in the Championship, so they... Oh, he didn't... Oh, of course, he didn't win the Championship with Leicester because he was at Millwall on loan. Oh, that's unlucky, isn't it? But these 3 are starting to pull away. John and Nathaniel, unfortunately, back here, and it's just the game time. They've got the same personality and the same beginning attributes. Absolutely no reason why they shouldn't be playing, but they're not. They've not had loan moves. Not a lot more to say. Let's go to 2027 and see if anything else happens with some of these youngsters. Okay, so improvements have happened. Improvements have certainly happened. Nathaniel Allen at Watford, again, not great. It's not great. He is now bottom considerably. He has broken into the first team, though. 20 appearances last season in the Championship. Impressive. John Vaughan, he's obviously been on loan. Yet, he went on loan to Bolton, where he played 34 times in the Championship. 32 of those were starts. Connor Langford at United, he's just played 23 times for them. 14 starts, 9 off the bench. Not bad. Not bad at all. He's actually playing for Man United. Of course, Man United are nowhere near the league title picture. Where did they finish their last season? He finished 4th getting Champions League football, so fair play to him. He's actually helping them out, do some decent stuff in the league. Ben Wilson's changed his personality to resolute. Now, I've not even mentioned the current ability, but he's at 162. He's actually top of the pile. I did go in reverse order there. So Nathaniel Allen at 133. John Vaughan at 141, so he's improved somewhat. Will City give him a chance at that? I think another loan move is needed before he gets into their first team. Connor, on the other hand, is at 150 and is in the Man United squad on the periphery, playing a few games here and there. David Palmer at Leeds at 160. He's rounding out beautifully well. He got 5 in 37 last season, 6 assists, 4 player of the matches. He's got to be playing on the wing. There's no way Leeds are playing him up front. If they are, God help him. There he is on the right. Makes sense. And then Ben Wilson for Leicester City, 162. His finishing's up at 16 now. He's got 2 caps and a goal for England, 19 in 36 for Leicester in the Premier League. His debut Premier League season, and he helped fire Leicester to 12th. Expected more. But they are moving along quite nicely. And as I say, Ben Wilson's been capped by England. Well, we're in 2027. If we have a quick look at Ralph, he's the manager of Heidenheim. He's been at Austria and Bochum. Now he's the manager of Heidenheim. Go on, Ralph. So we've got all our players who are... I don't think... Is there going to be any signings in the next season or so? I'm tempted to jump 2 years. I think I am. Let's go to 2029. Because I don't think in 2 years they're going to be actually at 200. I think they're going to be close. So we'll then do a 1 year jump to see who gets there first. Let's go to 2029 then. Well. So Nathaniel Allen has moved from Watford for £14.25 million to Spurs. Oh, he got into the Watford first team and then Spurs came a knocking. 5 million up front, 14.25 including add-ons. That's a little bit of a shady sort of package deal that they've given Watford there. And he's at 148, so he's way off the pace here as they are 21 years old. John Vaughan at 170 at Man City. Well, he never did get another loan move, but he didn't need it. He's been in and amongst the squad, and last season he made 26 appearances in the league, all of them being starts. He's doing all right, and I bet he's won the Premier League, has he? Oh, he's not. Oh, yeah, sorry. He won the Premier League there. He's won the FA Cup twice and the Champions League twice. There you go, back to back. There's Real Madrid and Barcelona sharing it up. Barcelona representing. Conor Langford at 181. He is at centre-back again and still at Man United. He's playing week in, week out, doing the business for them. He's got 11 caps now for England. John Vaughan has also got 9 caps for England. Forgot to mention. Ben Wilson has moved from Leicester to Manchester United, and look at him. Look at him as a striker. Let's compare him with Connor. For some reason, he's only letting me compare him with Nathaniel. Well, there you go. There's Nathaniel's comparison. Mental. At £99 million, he moved from Leicester, and it looks like it was in January, so the 11 in 22 was good. He then got 5 in 12 for United as he's settling in. I don't know how many games United would have had since after he moved, but he was bought on the 6th of January. More than 12, I would have said. More than 12. But he's got to find himself in the team somewhere. I mean, he's at 188, so I can't see why Man United wouldn't be playing him, unless they've got players that are much better than 180. No, those two are the best 2 players. Conor Langford and Ben Wilson are the best 2 players. Mason Mount wants to leave. So does Rasmus Højlund and Jadon Sancho. Matteo Ruggeri. They all just want to leave. Have Man United done badly? 7th, Europa League football. I mean, it's not great, is it? Not great indeed. So there you go. 2 of them at United and then 2 of them at Tottenham. David Palmer has made the move from Leeds, where he was a winger and he wasn't prolific for Leeds. I will say that. And then again, it was a January transfer, 21 games, 3 goals. Then he's gone to Spurs and got 6 in 14. Now he moved on the 7th, so it was very, very busy in early January for our contingent. 2 of them making moves. David Palmer and Ben Wilson. Well, David is probably going to get there first, but Ben is so close that he might also get there in this coming season. So when we go through 1 year to 2030, I wouldn't be surprised if those 2 are there and Connor is very close in the 190s. I think this is going to be the order in which they get there, if they get there at all. Nathaniel Allen, I'm a little bit disappointed. I don't think he's going to get there unless Tottenham can really do a number on him. But I'm not holding out much hope. Let's go to 2030. Right, so they're all still there at their respective clubs. Well, Ben Wilson hasn't made it yet. He's at 198. David Palmer has at Spurs. Go on, lad. There he is. Then Ben Wilson at Man United. We can compare him and David Palmer, and there is the difference in polygons. It's nice to see a little bit of variation in their attributes, even though Ben Wilson is a striker. David Palmer has been retrained as a striker. Compare Conor Langford then, who's also at Man United. You can't compare him with anyone. I'm not sure why. John Vaughan at Man City at 179. So he's playing, but he's off the pace. 33 games he played last season. And Nathaniel Allen at 148. Did he even make an appearance? 2 off the bench. Disappointing. Very, very disappointing, if you ask me. I'm not sure what's going on with the game and why you can't compare. You can compare now. Is it because you can't only compare via position? You can't compare players that are not in the right same position. Is that always been a thing? Has that always been a thing or not? I mean, usually when I do these, they all are the same position, so maybe I've just not noticed it. Maybe when you do compare someone, you're not going to compare a defender with a striker because you know they're going to be completely different. Let me know in the comments down below. Is that something that I've just bypassed me and I've never even noticed it, even though it's a very logical thing that they could have implemented? That's all I can think of. In terms of the Premier League then, in the last 3 years, Man City have won 2 and Liverpool have won 1, which means that John Vaughan, despite only at 179, he has got trophies upon trophies. 3 Champions Leagues in a row. He's got 2 Premier Leagues, I believe. Yeah, 2 Premier Leagues and 3 Champions Leagues. And he's the 4th highest rated player of the lot of them. Deary me. In terms of England caps, well, they're all being capped apart from Nathaniel. And here we are in 2030. We're in the second round. We're in the round of 16, actually. They've just gone through on penalties. Ben Wilson's here representing scoring some goals. 25 in 29. What a player. David Palmer, 5 in 25. Well, he's obviously playing on the wing, isn't he? Well... So we got there with David Palmer. There's no race to 200 anymore. What I do want to know is how the other players do fare, and will Nathaniel ever get a little bit of game time? But there's no point going season by season because there's going to be very little changing, and we're probably going to be covering a bit of old ground each season. So let's go. I'm going to jump through now to 2033. 3 more years to be 25. Okay, so 4 of them have got to 200 and Nathaniel is at 161. So Connor is now top of the pile. He's still at Man United, 58 games. England, 1 goal to his name. Ben Wilson, also at Manchester United. Just a phenomenal talent. How's he been doing from a goal scoring perspective? His most recent season was a bit underwhelming with 15, but he got 27 and 25 in the 2 previous seasons. So it's got Golden Boot written all over it, if you ask me. We will check in a moment. John Vaughan has got himself to 200 as well. He's had an injury this season. He's playing quite a lot for Manchester City. But he didn't play loads this most recent season. Only 20 odd games in the league, and he wasn't injured. So that's a strange one. David Palmer at Spurs. He's, as I say, probably on the wing with the amount of assists he's getting, and goals and assists equal player of the matches. So he's doing very well personally. Nathaniel, now what's happening with him? He's playing for Tottenham and he's in the 160s now. So he's coming off the bench quite a bit, but he's also making starts, and I think he's 25. It's a little too late. Not sure. So 2 for City and 1 for Spurs in terms of league trophies. Manchester City haven't won another Champions League in the last 3 years, but Tottenham have won 2. Vincent Kompany, of course it is. Vinny Comp. And Tottenham and City have both won an FA Cup and the Carabao Cup. Again, Tottenham and City. So it's Tottenham and City who are having the best time of it. Man United just can't win a trophy at all. Who's in charge? Thiago Motta. Get some silverware, lad. But yeah, there's not tons to sort of keep tabs on now because they're all in the Premier League. You have to go through multiple different leagues. So 4 years, they'll be 29, they'll be in their peak, maybe just starting to decline. Let's go to 2037. See if the landscape of football has changed for the better or for the worse. I was starting to decline a little bit, and Nathaniel only ever got to 168. He's wanted by Newcastle and he's transfer listed by request. Ben Wilson's also wanted by PSG. Their personalities have all changed to model professional. Loads of appearances, loads of goals for the strikers, especially Ben Wilson. Loads of international caps. Nathaniel Allen has got 9. Everyone else is over 100 apart from John Vaughan, who is 1 behind on 99. But there's not a lot really to say. I mean, I forgot to look at Golden Boot. Let's have a look at Ben Wilson then. He's done all... last 4 years, 2 seasons were a bit underwhelming. And then 2 have been all right. 23 and 30, 23 and 31. I mean, it's an all right record. He's probably not quite league-winning return. Is it 23 and 31? I suppose it is pretty good, isn't it? It's a goal, more than a goal every other game. So anyway, let's move to the Premier League and see who's been winning it. Well, it's been Spurs for the last 3 years in a row. Vincent Kompany is absolutely killing it. 6 Champions Leagues in a row. Have you ever seen anything like it? So you've got David Palmer. Oh, they've got Ander Santamaria at 198. I mean, they did pay £243 million from Bayern, to be fair. How much did Bayern pay? 63 million. So he's never been cheap, this fella. You've got keeper Murillo, who's 192/193, 81 million from Bilbao. Iona Guinea, 3.5 million they paid for him. He's at 189. They've got Endrick, there he is. How much did they pay for him? 137 from Real Madrid. They've got a great squad, and I can understand why they're winning a lot of stuff. Look, Shaquille Van Persie's all the way down here at 162. Not won an FA Cup, though, in the last 4 years. Man City have, though. So have Brighton. And United. So there has been trophies for other players. 2 Carabao Cups, though, for Spurs. 1 for City. Spurs beating Leeds in the final 2 years in a row, and they've just lost to Arsenal as a North London Carabao Cup final event thing. So yeah, very interesting. Let's have a look at the Premier League and have a look who's been winning the top goal scorer. Jamal Musiala at Man City signed for just £83 million. So Al Nassr paid for him. Man City paid 201 million. The top goal scorer, well, it has been Ben Wilson quite a bit. Erling Haaland's been in there. Keeper Murillo, Endrick, Victor Gyökeres. He's retired now. Is Ralph still going? He is. He's the manager of Greece. Oh, after Heidenheim, he went to Ireland. Then he went to Greece. He's been at Greece for 6 years. You're the one that I want, Ralph. You are the one I want. Is that from Greece? If not, I've just made a tit of myself. Well, there you go. Well, at 29 years young, we are moving through and they're going to start to decline. Is there going to be any moves? We go to 2040? Yeah. Nathaniel Allen has moved from Spurs to Real Madrid. He's now wanted by Saudi Arabia. He's at 169. He's made a few appearances for Real Madrid, to be fair. £52 million he went for. And yeah, they played him 16 times the first season. Second season, 33. Third season, 30. And he went in January. So he's become a mainstay of their team. He's won La Liga. I mean, he's won the champion. He's won so many trophies with Tottenham when realistically he was playing a bit. He's off the bench a lot, wasn't it? He was never starting. All of these are from the bench. Look, 34 games, 27 of them as a sub. David Palmer, though, still at Spurs and still absolutely loving life. You've got John Vaughan at City again. What a steal he was at £1.1 million. Ben Wilson at United. How's his goal scoring? Low 20s. Don't know. Just a bit disappointed by it. And then Connor, he's just absolute rock at the back, isn't he? That's Ben's England record. 108 in 150. And the Premier League in the last 3 years, well, Man United have actually got the hands on a Premier League trophy, but 2 of them have been for Tottenham. Oh, they've just won the Champions League for another 3 years in a row. Is that 9 in a row? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So they've won 9 in a row. Gattuso's now in charge. Vincent Kompany left after 11 years in charge. 29 cup wins, 6 league wins in just under 12 years. He's now the Real Madrid manager, and he has been for 2 years. Gattuso has been here for just under 2 years. 4 cup wins and a league win. They've just got such a squad, haven't they? Such a squad. I mean, when these guys they are starting to age, when they all go to Saudi Arabia, can they replace them? I mean, they've got £182 million budget. They've got a good £83 million as balance. And I'm sure the load of TV money is about to come in as the season ticks over anyway. But we're here in 2040 and yeah, the 32 years old. Should we go to 2043? I don't know. I don't think anyone will be retired by 35. We have lost someone. It's not David Palmer, John Vaughan, Conor Langford, Ben Wilson. Who have we lost? Nathaniel. He's wanted by Saudi Arabia. He disappears now. He literally disappears. 2043. David Palmer, he left Spurs for £29 million and he's been a good solid winger throughout his career. 89 and 182 for England as well. And that's his attribute breakdown. Look at that. Loads. Look at that. 19 crossings, 17 corners. He's improved brilliantly in loads of different areas. John Vaughan at Man City, he's wanted by Saudi Arabia. Of course he is. Connor is retiring. He left Man United on a free. He went to Saudi Arabia and got £1.6 million a week. He went and secured the bag. Saudi Arabia coming knocking for Ben Wilson as well. He'll be well placed to go and get that bag for a year because his performances for Man United are starting to waver. Last 3 years, we've had Tottenham and City both winning a league title. And oh my word, AC Milan and Barcelona have broken Tottenham's streak. They have won another one though of Tottenham, so they've got 10 Champions Leagues in this experiment. In terms of managers, Gattuso's been sacked. Champions League winner on the 30th of the 5th and then 1st of the 6th, he was sacked as manager of Tottenham. Why? Finished 3rd. 1 point behind City and United. That's so harsh. So harsh to sack him, if that's the reason. I think they're all about to retire or be in Saudi Arabia. Let's go to 2045, shall we? And it's just Ben Wilson who is left, and he moved for £11 million from Manchester United. So yeah, there's not a lot really to sort of speak on. Tottenham won the league 2 years in a row. I don't think they had any players. So we're going to look at the Golden Ball. David Palmer has won multiple Golden Balls. I can count, 5? And he's the only one to have won anything. And I find it very interesting, despite the fact that they all had the same attributes to begin with, some of them did so much better. And they were just lucky enough to be in a team that just killed it. I mean, look at Tottenham. Tottenham had just the perfect storm of world-class talent. Football of the Year, again, David Palmer is, 7 for him. Player of the Year, again, David Palmer's all over it. Another 6, 7 same as Football of the Year, really. There is absolutely the only time it's ever been interrupted is Kepa Murillo, and he was playing for Tottenham as well. The Football of the Year and all that, Player of the Year, always going to Tottenham. All seasons, David Palmer has got himself on the wing. We have got John Vaughan at left back, and that is it. We do not have anybody else on the bench or in the starting lineup. So David Palmer and John Vaughan are the two players to make it in. And you've got to say, the winner of this experiment was David Palmer, wasn't it? He has now become a coach, but he had such a career. He got a 7.65 overall. He was unbelievable as a player and took Spurs to the dizzy heights of becoming one of the greatest European sides football has ever seen. 9 Champions Leagues in a row. Have you ever seen anything like it in one of your saves? Certainly so early on. I mean, unless it's you doing the managing and doing it. I mean, it's a lot, isn't it? 9 Champions Leagues in a row. I couldn't believe it. Especially when they won so few league titles. But anyway, that is what it is. Quite a fun one. I enjoyed this one. I wanted to see what would happen if I put them all at 10s. Any ideas for future experiments a bit like this or other kind of things, let me know in the comments down below. Any tweaks you'd make to this and try and run it back in a sort of different capacity. Maybe do a full squad with 10s for everything and see how they fare. But other than that, hope you had a good time. Subscribe if you haven't already. Like the video, all that good stuff. Take good care of yourselves. See you soon.